Hi, I am Chef Suzio, and to my new followers, welcome to my page. It's been a very long time since I made a video, and I've been wanting to share my chimichurri recipe with you guys because it's pretty popular. And it's one of my favorite things to make. My clients love it, my friends love it, my family loves it. Chimichurri is a Argentinian sauce. It comes from Argentina and Paraguay. It's traditionally used on steaks. I believe they also use it to marinate, but it's pretty much a sauce that goes great with a piece of steak. I remixed my chimichurri to make it my own. So I will be sharing with you guys what I substitute. But yeah, so let's just get started. Alright, so chimichurri, what's in it? Cilantro, parsley, that's what's in it, folks. So yeah, I chop my herbs by hand. Traditionally you're supposed to, because you want them to be rough chopped. You don't want it fine chopped. We ain't making no pesto, we're making chimichurri. So I have some herbs here of cilantro and parsley, but I'll show you guys, I want to share with you guys a little trick that us cooks and chefs do. I don't like to waste my stems, and with this recipe you're only using the leaves. So yeah, I'll just show you guys just a little trick to make it quick and easy. So obviously you could pick your little cute little flowers like this. He loves me not, he loves me so. You do that, or just that. Another way to do it, actually this is more fun, just sexy. So that's one way to do it, and look how clean my stems are. Another method of doing it with a knife, and you could do this, this is my favorite way of prepping my herbs because it's quick, it's fast. So all you're really just gonna do is take your knife, and then you just pretty much just brushing off those beautiful little leaves. You're not gonna get every single one, but you know. So yeah, still a little bit there, but we have so that's pretty. And then if you have a little bit of stems, it's not a big deal, but you don't want like the harder parts of it. So I'm just gonna remove some of the. So like for example, what I mean is, this is okay. You just don't want like the ends of it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So what I like to do with my stems is I just actually keep them, put them in a Ziploc bag, and I use them to put in my stocks. No food waste here. Alright, so I'm going to share with y'all my chopping. So yeah, rough chop. Another method to chop your herbs is in a food processor, which saves a lot of time. But you only want to pulse it. Just pulse. Because like I said, you want a rough chop. So I'm just going to go ahead. This is a beautiful Japanese knife, but I guess I'll give you guys another cute little tip lesson. Be careful how you hold your knife, because I'm actually going to be chopping it like this. I'll also show you guys two different ways you could chop. But always make sure that your little cute fingers are nowhere near this beautiful blade. One way of doing it is palm on blade and just going back and forth like that. Another way of doing it is, but that is making no sense to me. But yeah, so we're just gonna do it like this. This is nice, quick, and easy. So yeah, nice rough chop. I started making chimichurri about 10 years ago. I think I just made it for a family barbecue. And I looked up the recipe, the traditional recipe, and I was like, huh, there's some ingredients in here that I could probably switch out to make it more of my own. So I'll share with you guys once we start mixing everything together what my replacements are. But yeah, so we just want a nice rough chop. But when I made it for my family's barbecue, it was like hit after hit. I mean, like after that, my aunts, my sisters were messaging me for the recipe. And that's when I was like, I think we have something here. My brother-in-law was like, you should bottle it up. I was like, you know, we're gonna start looking into that. But yeah, so I'm obsessed with chimichurri. I love sauces with my protein. I don't know, especially with a steak. And with steaks, you don't really need any sauce, but you know, I love to just pile on flavor. So, all right, we're almost there. You don't want to over chop because, like I said, you just want a rough chop. And some of the flowers are still a little bit whole. That's okay. Chimichurri, I feel like it's a little bit, it's more rustic, you know, it's nothing that needs to be perfect. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I am gonna put this in my bowl. So, for my recipe, it's 1 bunch of cilantro and 1 bunch of parsley. Beautiful. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna go in and start adding in the rest of my ingredients. So where should we start? Okay. So I'm actually gonna go over the ingredients that I have substituted. In the original recipe it calls for shallots. I like scallions. So here I have 3 scallions that were cut up, so I'm going to add that to my herbs. Also in the traditional recipe it calls for jalapenos or Fresno chilies. I like red chili flakes. I have about 1 teaspoon of that. Gotta have some garlic. This is about 4 cloves of garlic. You could also, to save time, use jarred garlic. And then another herb that is called for in this recipe, which is super important, is oregano. I'm using dried oregano, which is, we have 3 tablespoons in here, but you can also use fresh oregano. I didn't have any, so I just have dried. Alright, so I have all of my beautiful herbs in there. I have parsley, cilantro, scallions, oregano, and garlic. So now we're going to start moving along and start bringing this together. I'm going to add some salt. This may look like a lot, but you want to be generous with the salt. At the end of the day, this is a sauce that's going to be with your protein. So that will start there. And then another substitute is lemon juice. I'm obsessed with lemons and limes. It's like I tried to grow a lemon tree, that was a fail. Tried to grow a lime tree, that was also a fail. But luckily I have amazing friends who have lemon trees and always hook me up, so thank you. So in the original recipe it calls for red wine vinegar. I love lemon juice. There's just, you need the acidity though. So whether if you're going to use lemon juice, lime juice, red wine vinegar, white wine vinegar, you have to have acidity in this dish because it pulls out all of the flavors. I feel like acid is so important in certain dishes because it binds everything together. It pulls everything like a cute little happy family. Anyway, going off track. So I have lemon juice here, and this is about 1/4. Seriously. We're left up. So in here I have 1/4 cup of fresh squeezed lemon juice. So just gonna add little by little. Okay, and then extra virgin olive oil. I like to get me some nice stuff when I'm making chimichurri. Not like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Extra virgin olive oil. Now, if you guys don't mind, actually, I'm just going to go over here and get myself a little spoon or a pour to mix this all together. Mix, mix, mix. Mix, mix, mix. Okay, so I'm going to start adding in my oil. I don't like to add a lot of oil because the longer the chimichurri sits, it's going to start, what's the word that I'm trying to look for, but it's going to start marinating. You know, everything's going to start coming together. And then the oil is going to start separating itself from the herbs. So then you start, I don't know how I'm trying to say this, but you don't need to get happy with the oil because you'll see later on what it's going to look like. So I'm just going to start drizzling some olive oil. I'll say I put about 1/4 a cup in my recipe. So we're just going to mix this up. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And wait, oh my gosh. What's this? What's this? Oh my goodness. That's really great. So, I'll show you guys the difference actually, which is good. So here, as you can see, this is initially what it's going to look like when you make it. So it's going to be more chopped up. You're going to see all the herbs. And then once it sits, this I made about 3 hours ago. And as you can see, the oil, that is honestly glistening. So that's your final product. And a lot of people will ask me like, oh, you know, do you just eat your chimichurri and steak? I'm like, no. You can put it on anything you want. I love to put it on toast. One of my good friends loves to use, she hates mayo, so she always uses chimichurri as her mayo. She's like obsessed. This is actually for her. I've had friends use it as a dipping sauce. I've had friends use it as a marinade. Yeah, it can be used in so many different ways, but of course the best way to eat chimichurri is with a steak. What's this? It's steak? So, like I said, one of my favorite ways, and actually the traditional way to eat a chimichurri is with a steak. So this is my din-din. I got some broccolini, some mashed celery root, and a New York steak. I'm kind of overeating things medium rare, so don't clown my steak because it's a little bit well done. I've gone to the order I'm getting, I'm like, ah. So, just going to top that delicious chimichurri there. And that's pretty much it, y'all. So, this is Suzio's chimichurri, my non-basic chimichurri. Another little note is there's so many other herbs beyond cilantro and parsley and oregano, which is in chimichurri. I like to play around with different herbs. With lamb, I would actually add a little bit of mint to it. So you still keep your cilantro and parsley and oregano, but just add like a little handful of mint. That goes great for lamb and goat. Pretty much with anything, but I'm just the flavor profiles. With fish, I've actually done it with dill and tarragon. So you can really just play around with the herbs, and you know, like I said, I substituted a few of the ingredients. But yeah, I love chimichurri. It's a super delicious, bright, acidic, heat, like it's everything. It's seriously one of my favorite sauces. Yeah, so that is Suzio's chimichurri, and I will be posting the recipe for you guys. And if you guys have any questions in regards to the recipe, please slide my DMs. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. And I missed you guys, so thank you. Bye.